and no doubt, you know, acid house would become the buzzword. But in terms of the, you know, I don't believe we've had the authentic acid hit as such. Jack your body, jack your body, jack your body, jack your body. Jack Your Body was an authentic house hit. It was odd, you know, people, you know, you heard it on Radio 1 at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was #1 in the English charts, and you thought, this is funny, this is very strange. You know, the DJ who's playing this record does not know what's happening.
Acid house? Yeah, we've got a sort of acid house B-side called The Trip. It's my own interpretation of Chicago acid house done in my own style. Basically, it's music for the mind as well as for the feet. Sort of like a collage of oral, just noises, really, built up to create a vibe.
Acid house is like a soundtrack to the ecstatic 80s, but it's based maybe on a flashback to the 70s and a kind of new age disco revival. It's just basic beats at about 130 ppm, it's 130 beats per minute. It's very fast. It's almost high energy kind of beat with just a changing frequency on the top. There's no melody as such, it's just kind of a studio trickery to make a kind of obscene acid noise. It's strange because it's not really about white trendies in clubs in London. It's about kind of hardcore black gays in Chicago and in Detroit and in New York, and now it's spreading. Unfortunately, people like that don't usually get access to kind of making music in this country, not as easy as they do in the States. And so all the people you're likely to see on this programme are like me, with access, with cash.
Why has all of this come about, do you think? What is it reacting against?
I think just bland music, bland formula music.
But isn't this the most formularised music about?
What, DJ records?
Yeah.
No. It might get that way if a lot of, you know, DJs jump on the bandwagon, or people attempting to jump on the bandwagon, trying to pass themselves off as DJs. But basically it's something that anyone can do, any kid, any club goer.
It's a frantic pace at the moment, there's no doubt about it. People are coming to me, you know, I'll get 3 or 4 tapes a day now from people that are making records in their bedrooms and things like that. Astounding, the sort of, the advances that have been made in the last 6 months. The way in which these records are made doesn't exactly require you to have been a scholar of, you know, classical music or whatever. It's, you know, a couple of years working on the drum machine and the sampler.
The whole acid house underground scene is very much like the punk scene of 10 years ago, in the way that it's like an underground movement almost, and it's very do-it-yourself.
In terms of more specifically acid house, there's a guy called Tony Thorpe who was responsible for actually setting up a record label to sort of put out, you know, alternative dance music. The label was Warrior Records, and he released an album called Acid Beats. That's now turned into him actually, you know, releasing records and getting signed to, well, to us.
Pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance, dance.
I don't think there'll be a new Mars single. Maybe we'll change the name of the band, maybe call it MDMA. Maybe the single will be called Greed. I don't know, we're just talking at the moment. But I think we're going to do something fairly soon. We've been working on tracks since Christmas that are kind of acid-based. I think we'll have something out fairly soon, in case we missed the rush.
Acid house won't stay underground forever. It's only a matter of, you know, as I say, whatever, you know, when we have the first, you know, authentic acid house hit, there'll be something else. Rap music didn't stay underground forever. I was listening to the chart this week, and you've got, you know, Pump Up the Bitter, you've got Loads of Money Doing Up the House, and you've got, what was the other one? There was another one in there anyway. And just that level of acceptance, you know, when your mum and dad knows what acid house is, and the comedians, you know what acid house is, or house music is, or rap music, or whatever. I think it's time to move on to something else.
I think acid could become a kind of soundtrack to a summer of love. You know, people holding hands in Hyde Park, picking daisies, being friendly, loving each other again. You know, general kind of good feeling.
Enjoy this trip. Enjoy this trip. And it is a trip.
Countdown is progressing.
1, 2, 1,